The national anthem and the opening ceremonies concluded. We welcome you to the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, the home of the Raiders, for the 2023 Pro Bowl, the NFL's equivalent to an All-Star game. Justin Herbert leads the AFC against Aaron Rodgers and the NFC. Interesting choices in quarterbacks. Both the Chargers and the Packers have been eliminated. Last night, the Jaguars able to take down Los Angeles. Packers had their playoff hopes dashed in Week 18, 1 week ago, by the Detroit Lions. They did not even make the playoffs. But perhaps the NFC going with Rodgers based on his accomplishments in his career. One of the greatest of all time. An amazing legacy that will live forever. It will never die, but his career could be coming to its end. The successor to Brett Favre, if you will, leading the NFC's All-Stars here tonight. Just about to get underway. Receiver is in the end zone. And kicked away. The 5, the 10, the 14 is where he will end up. And Justin Herbert now leading the offensive line out onto the field for the first time tonight. 2021, 38 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 5,014 yards for number 10. Considered, I suppose, if these players truly are the best of the best, then Herbert would be the best in the AFC. Although, after last night, I think Trevor Lawrence would beg to differ. An amazing comeback win by the Jacksonville Jaguars. 31-30. Horrible first half for Lawrence, but then able to find his groove in the second and propel Tony Khan's team to a victory. An amazing comeback. And the reason I bring up Tony Khan is, of course, All Elite Wrestling. 2nd and 2 for the AFC. 8-yard pass from Herbert, the first play of the game. Now a handoff. And he got there. Just barely, but he got there. 1st and 10 for the AFC, a new set of downs. And if you haven't figured it out, the American Football Conference wearing red tonight. The NFC in white. Fakes the handoff. Now number 28 will carry it for 2 yards. Taylor with his second rush of the night. 4 total yards. And this is the first NFL game of 2023 that we've covered here on the Beagle Sports Network, so a Happy New Year to you all, even though I'm 2 weeks late. Barely gets over the line. Taylor with the rush again. 3rd and inches now for the AFC. So Happy New Year to you all. Wild card this weekend, but we said we wouldn't cover it. We didn't cover Week 18 because of the College Football National Championship, but because we're doing our simulation of the Super Bowl on the weekend of the Pro Bowl, we're giving you the Pro Bowl this weekend. So we hope you enjoy, and we'll have the Divisional Round next weekend, or next Thursday and Friday. Oh, what a breakaway! The 50, all the way up to the 46. Taylor, once again, number 28 for the Colts. Coming in here for the AFC, working wonders. Getting them all the way past the 50 as we take a look at the replay. Able to get through the defense for the biggest run of the night by any player so far. Good gain for the American Football Conference. Less than a minute to go now in the first quarter. There's the snap. Herbert stepping back to pass, fires it away. Catch is made. He gets taken down. Immediately, a gain of 3. And a nice shot of the field here. I think the cameraman's asleep. This will certainly be on a blooper reel within 2 weeks. Back to the action. Less than 30 seconds to go. There's the snap. Another pass attempt by Herbert. Picked off! The NFC take the ball thanks to Baker. He gets to the 49. 19 seconds to go in the first quarter. An amazing pick there. First interception of the night. Beautiful interception as well. Gets right in front of Andrews. And number 3 will bring out number 12, Aaron Rodgers, the legend of the Green Bay Packers, the legend at Lambeau. 4,115 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions in the 2021 season. This season, unable to lead his team to the playoffs. 1 Super Bowl title to his name. That came in 2010. Perhaps not the greatest of all time. Perhaps not even the greatest of his generation. Tom Brady over at Tampa Bay. And formerly New England, with countless titles. Now the handoff to Cook. That'll give them 2 yards, and they go from their own 49 to the opponent's 49. And it's interesting to see here Rodgers handing off to Cook, because 2 weeks ago they were enemies. 2 weeks ago, as the first quarter comes to an end, no score between the AFC and the NFC. But as I was saying, 2 weeks ago, we covered the Packers and the Vikings at Lambeau. So it is quite a contrast to see 2 members from, there it is again, 2 members from the teams involved in the biggest rivalry, one of the biggest rivalries in the NFL. 1 member from each team working together. And I think we've got an asleep cameraman again. Nice shot of Cooper Kupp from the back. My apologies, folks. Someone get him some coffee. Rodgers stepping back to pass on 3rd and 3. And gets it to his Green Bay teammate. First pass of the game going to Adams for 10 yards. First down. Gain there by the NFC. Spins through as we take a look at the replay. Had a man on him. Able to spin through and get a few more yards. Clock still ticking here. Coming up to the 2-minute warning. Halftime approaching very soon. But that's what it does when you have 3-minute quarters. Rodgers being pursued. Finds Cooper Kupp. Chased out of bounds, and the 2-minute warning kicks in. No score with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. The first half. Second quarter. 2nd down and 2 for the NFC. Rodgers steps back to pass, fires it away, and now Kupp finds it again and runs into the end zone for an NFC touchdown. And the roar of the crowd going up here at Allegiant Stadium. Beautiful, amazing pass by Rodgers to Kupp. He runs it into the end zone, and the NFC have the lead. 6-0. Los Angeles Rams, the 2022 Super Bowl champions, did not make the playoffs this year. I believe they finished 5-12. And the kicker as well from the Rams. So Los Angeles playing a big role offensively so far. 7-0 for the NFC. And the crosstown rivals of the Rams, the Chargers, their quarterback Justin Herbert, getting ready to come out onto the field for the second time tonight. First possession taken by the Americans, picked off by Baker, Arizona's Baker, number 3. Now into the end zone, carried out, the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20, gets up to the 22, and here comes the O-line once again. Justin Herbert and the crew, if you will, making their way out onto the turf of the Allegiant Stadium. .149 to play here in the second quarter. NFC scoring shortly after the 2-minute warning. Rodgers to Kupp to break the deadlock. Herbert stepping back to pass, being pursued, fires it away just before he gets sacked. And he finds Hill of the Chiefs. 58 total yards for the AFC, 25 of them passing. 14-yard catch by Hill. And no huddle here for the AFC. They're just going to keep going. Herbert steps back to pass, moves forward a little bit. Finds his man at the 39, gain of 3 on that play. Chase with the reception, his first of the night. Timeout taken by the AFC, 1 minute, 1 second to go before halftime. A 7-0 lead for the National Football Conference here in Las Vegas. And a lot of things go on in Vegas, but until recently, big sports leagues were not one of those things. Usually, or traditionally, Las Vegas known as a fighting town, boxing, UFC, etc. But the Vegas Golden Knights coming to the city, the expansion team for the NHL in 2017, kickstarted a bit of a revolution, if you will. And now we've got the Las Vegas Raiders moving from Oakland, and with all due respect to the Coliseum, who could blame them? 4th and 1 here for the AFC. Kind of got off on a tangent talking about sporting in Las Vegas. But Herbert will be forced to give up the ball once again. Bringing out the punter from around the 34. He kicks, and now it's going to be hunted down at the 10. Not a good starting point at all for the National Football Conference. But really, do you need a good starting point when you have a 7-0 lead with 45 seconds to go before halftime? You really only have to worry about one thing, being this close to the end zone, and that's safeties. The key here is to get away from the red zone, somewhere past the 25, even the 15. Just try to get out of safety range. Am I making sense? Sometimes I go off on tangents. Timeout called, first by the NFC. AFC using 2. 1 remaining for the Nationals. Rodgers steps back to pass, and I don't know what he was going for there. But it's incomplete, and it's 3rd and 2 for the NFC. Nice shot of the field there again. And whoever's in the production truck, please stop panning, or stop going to to the guy who's asleep at the wheel. Timeout taken. One timeout remaining for each team. 33 seconds to play here in the second quarter. And finally, we get a decent camera angle. From the 27, 1st and 10, Rodgers hands off to Cook again. For the third time tonight, Dalvin Cook of the Minnesota Vikings with 9 yards. And the NFC using their final timeout of the half. 21 seconds to go in the second quarter here in Las Vegas. A packed house. The fans clad in red, white, and blue. Really no reason to wear conference merchandise. Maybe they were selling it at the stadium gate, giving it away for free. I don't know, but for most people, this is just something you'd be neutral about. You might root for one team, one side, based on if your favorite team is in that conference, but other than that, this shouldn't really have any meaning whatsoever to anyone. More of an exhibition than anything. Second quarter comes to its end, a 7-0 lead for the National Football Conference in the first Pro Bowl in the history of the Beagle Sports Network. As we take a look at the stats. 12 offensive snaps for each team. Let's go to the halftime report. Both teams, their top game tendency has been short passes. AFC for them has been half, with a completion rate of 83.3%. 58.3% the frequency of short passes for the NFC, completing 85.7% of them. Aaron Rodgers set to go back out onto the field. AFC received to start the first half, and so the NFC will receive to start the second. 6 minutes gone, 6 minutes to go here in Las Vegas. Even though we're only doing 3-minute quarters, it still makes for a pretty lengthy video. And I'd like to remind you that All Elite Wrestling is on the Beagle Sports Network. The Universe Mode will continue this Wednesday. Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho facing off for the inaugural AEW World Championship, premiering at 6:05 p.m. Eastern, 5:05 p.m. Central, here on the Beagle Sports Network. Kneeling in the end zone, they'll start at the 25. Aaron Rodgers saluting the crowd as he leads the offensive line out onto the field once again. Earlier in this game, in the second quarter, a pass to Cooper Kupp would break the 0-0 tie and put the NFC into the lead. Rodgers hoping to replicate that as he starts from the 25. Adams spins through, and that'll be a first down. Rodgers passing to his fellow Packer. $85 total yards for the NFC here tonight, 76 of them passing and 9 of them rushing. Judon with 3 tackles. Hand off to Dalvin Cook. Just 1 yard there. Cook with his 4th rush of the night. From the 36, fakes the handoff to Cook. Fired away. Rodgers had a man out there, but unable to precisely calculate the trajectory, and that goes out of bounds. 3rd and 9 coming up now. One last chance to keep the ball in their possession. There's the snap. Rodgers fires it away, finds his man, but just short. Just short. 4th and 1. Lamb for Dallas, his first catch of the night. But Justin Herbert still preparing to enter the field. And for both quarterbacks, as I mentioned, this will be their final game of this season. Chargers eliminated last night in a thriller of a game against the Jaguars. Packers eliminated in the regular season in a Week 18 loss to the Detroit Lions. Drama in the NFC North at the conclusion of the regular season. Herbert and the offensive line will start at the 13. .124 to play in the third quarter. Handoff. Goes back, only gets 1 yard. Taylor has been the right-hand man of Justin Herbert. 5 rushes tonight, 34 yards. And he's had every rushing play. .34 passing yards as well here by the AFC. And now the handoff gets through the defense. Mixon for a change up to the 21. 3rd and 2 coming up now for the AFC, and the NFC could get the ball back quickly as the third quarter gets closer to its end. Less than 30 seconds to go. Handoff, and on the line, he got there. Taylor once again coming through for the AFC. His 6th rush of the night gets them the first down, and they'll start the fourth quarter with the ball. I do not believe they'll be able to snap before the whistle blows, and they will not. NFC 7, AFC 0 at the end of the third quarter here in the 2022 Pro Bowl. 3 minutes remain here in Las Vegas. 3 minutes remain from the 24. 1st and 10 for the AFC. Herbert stepping back to pass. Waits a little bit, fires it away, finds his man. On the line, 1st and 10 once again. Andrews with his first pass, or with his first catch of the night. Would have been his second catch of the night if not for Baker earlier. Got the pick for the NFC. And the AFC hoping to avoid another situation like that. Behind by 1 touchdown. When you do 3-minute quarters, the scores are not very high. But it's a bit of a price to pay for sanity. Herbert. Oh! Had it for a second. Drops the ball. 2nd and 10 now for the AFC. Herbert, once again. Oh, down he goes, and he drops the ball with it. Picks it back up. He gets sacked, but it could have been worse. It almost was worse. Let's take a look at the replay. He drops the ball, and there's a bit of a scuffle. Alternate camera angle. And I think on that last frame, you can see that he indeed had the ball. A loss of 11 here for the AFC. And there's the 2-minute warning. One last chance to convert. Perhaps their last chance to win. And I have a feeling that they'll be bringing out the punter now. AFC might have just thrown away their chance at the win here tonight. Wait a minute. They're going for it. Herbert, one last chance for the offensive line. Fired away from the 23. Incomplete. Aaron Rodgers will lead the offensive line of the NFC out onto the field once again. And I think it's going to be easy to score now. They're just at the 23. Gamble taken by Justin Herbert. And it's a gamble that did not pay off. Just because you're in Vegas doesn't mean you'll be lucky. But what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's why this is an exhibition. No bearing at all on anything in this game. Just a simple exhibition. An all-star game like every other league. Handoff from Rodgers. Timeout taken by the AFC. The difference is that it's not in the middle of the season. But if it were, I have a feeling that would be kind of weird. Just because of the structure of the NFL. Week 9, break for the Pro Bowl. One game all week. And then Week 10. I don't know. Handoff by Rodgers to Cook. He goes down. It's 3rd and 11. But remember that they're in the red zone. Even if they get forced to 4th down, they can easily kick a field goal and make it 10-0, which would pretty much cement their victory over the AFC here tonight. On 3rd and 11 at the 24, handoff to Cook, and he just gets 1 yard. AFC using their last timeout of the half and their last timeout of the game. A decision that they may come to regret as the kicker comes out onto the field. AFC will get the ball imminently. But first, a field goal attempt from the 30. The kick is up. And it's good. NFC 10, AFC 0 in the late stages of the Pro Bowl. 1 touchdown, 1 field goal for Aaron Rodgers' side. 1:34 remain. And here we go. The 5, the 10, the 15, the 20. Carried out to the 21. And I'd like to remind you that the NFL will return on Thursday as we begin our coverage of the playoffs with the Divisional Round. Our simulations happening a couple days early before the actual games will be played. And hopefully our predictions will be accurate. But only time will tell. 1st and 10 for the AFC from the 21. Catch is made, but he was out of bounds. Oh, wait a minute. Challenge on the field. Maybe he wasn't out of bounds. Let's go to the booth. Oh, this is a close one from that angle. But he did have the ball before he fell out of bounds. Let's see if the referee sees the same thing as we all did. And the challenge for the AFC paid off. 2nd and 6, not 2nd and 10. And they'll need every yard they can get. Even though all hope is probably lost for victory now. That one he was out of bounds. No challenge there. And it's 3rd and 6. Rodgers perhaps readying to come out one more time here tonight. 3rd and 6 at the 25. Picked off! Baker once again! Taken down at the 36. Baker with 2 interceptions tonight. Arizona's number 3 does it again. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at the replay. Once again, jumping out in front of the intended receiver. And Aaron Rodgers indeed will step back out onto the field. Two interceptions there by Baker. Perhaps he will turn out to be the MVP in this game. A game which has been quite short on highlights, but I've said it before, and I'll say it again. When you do 3-minute quarters, the scores are not that high. There's not much action. There was in Sunday Rivals, and there we were doing 2-minute quarters. Rodgers kneels. Useless, pointless to go for anything here. Now just waiting for that final whistle to blow. 2nd and 11. And once again, Rodgers kneels. 3rd and 12. But again, it doesn't really matter. I don't know why I'm saying anything. 20 seconds. It's all just a countdown now. One more play in this game, perhaps. 5 seconds. Nope. NFC running down the clock to close things out. Aaron Rodgers leading the National Football Conference to a 10-0 victory over the AFC in the 2023 Pro Bowl. Thursday, we got the Divisional Round. We hope to see you there. But for tonight, from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, good night from the Pro Bowl.